Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 3 that consists of me, Hilda Afidawati, and then Akbar Hidayat, Farchaniatul Auli, and Ubaidilah Kamal Faseh. We would like to present about designing multiple choice test item. Okay, without any further ado, let's begin. First is definition of multiple choice test item. According to Macmillan, 2017, multiple choice test is an item that efficiently provides a direct assessment of many different types of learning targets, such as the ability to recognize correct choice to assess knowledge, comprehension, computation, and then information interpretation, application of knowledge to new examples, and to a lesser extent, reasoning. Multiple choice test items can be written to assess a variety of learning outcomes, ranging from basic recall to application, analysis, and evaluation. Multiple choice items are used in a variety of assessment settings, including instruments for ability, and then attitude, and personality. And the next one is functions of multiple choice item. The use of multiple choice items on classroom tests has the distinct advantage of making assessment quick and easy for instructors, especially when students show their answers on optically scanned multiple choice response sheets, such as the widely used Scranton form. They can examine both knowledge, recall, and comprehension, as well as interpretation and analysis. They can test across the entire range of ability, which helps to differentiate the achievements of students. And then another function of multiple choice item is enhancing the student's intuition to choose the answers. I think that's all from me. The next material will be delivered by Farchaniatul Auli.
My name is Farchaniatul Auli, and I'm going to explain about part of multiple choice item. Multiple choice items consist of a stem, the correct answer, and 3 or more alternatives as distractors. The stem is the beginning part of the item that presents the item as a problem to be solved, a question asked of the respondent, or an incomplete statement to be completed, as well as any other relevant information. The options are the possible answers that the students as tester can choose from, with the correct answer called the key and the incorrect answer called distractors. Macmillan in 2017 suggests the guidelines for writing multiple items in the following points. First is write the stem as a clearly described question or task. It is best to put as much information as possible in the stem and not the responses, as long as stem does not become too wordy or complex. The exception to this general rule is testing definitions. For definitions, it is best to put the word in stem. For example, the inference made on the basis of test score refers to this is a stem, and the correct answer is on A, while the other answer B, C, D are the distractors of this stem. And the second is avoid the use of negatives in the stem. Using words such as not and except might confuse students, create anxiety, and lead to frustration. Eventually, it is going to lessen reliability or precision. Students often to simply overlook the negative valence. It is also takes longer to respond to such items, and the negative stem is fine as long as the negative word is emphasized with boldface or underlining. For example, which of the following is a mammal? This is a stem, and the correct answer is on C, while the other answer A, B, D, E are the distractors of the stem. And the third is write the correct response with no irrelevant clues. The stem should not contain irrelevant material which can decrease the reliability and the validity of the test scores. There should not be any difference between the wording of the correct answer and distractor that would clue the students to respond on some basis other than the knowledge being tested. For example, in an experiment, the independent variable is this is the stem, and the correct answer is on A, while the other answer B, C, D are the distractors of the stem. Okay, I think that's enough from me. Thank you so much. And the next guidelines will be delivered by Ubaidilah, Kamal, Faseh.
Okay, thank you, Auli. Next, I will explain about the type of the multiple item. And number 4 is do not use verbatim correct responses. Avoid using same language or wording as the correct responses in textbooks or handouts, because sentence loss is significance when taken out of the text. Rote memorizing is recommended. By modifying the phrase, we can move beyond recall knowledge to comprehension. And then the next is number 5 is write the distractors to be plausible yet wrong. Distractors are useless if the distractors are so obviously wrong, and then students do not consider them as option. Because here the purpose of a multiple choice item is for students to distinguish between what they perceive to be possible correct answer. Distractor should appear plausible to unprepared students, identifying common misunderstanding or inaccuracies among students, and then writing distractor that appeal to students who have misunderstanding is a good way to come up with reasonable yet inaccurate distractor. Word with logical associations or the stem. Number 6. Avoiding all of the above or none of the above or other special distractor. For a variety of reasons, these phrases are unsuitable. If all the options are correct, all of the above is the correct answer, and some students may choose the first option that is correct without reading the others. While none of the above is useful only when students need to know what not to do. Make sure that stay away from options such as A and C but not D and other combination. Items with this type of responses tend to measure reasoning ability as much as knowledge, and they take too long to answer, especially when measuring knowledge. And then number 7 is use each alternative as the correct answer about the same number of times. Alternatives are part of multiple choice question, comprising the option from which an examiner must choose to the correct answer. Each multiple choice question should have ideally 5 alternatives, which is one of them is the correct answer. I think that is for me. The next material will be delivered by Akbar. Thank you.
Well, thanks Ubed for the previous explanation. And for the last page, I guess I have to explain about advantage and disadvantage of multiple choice item. Before I start the explanation, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Akbar Hidayat. So, as you know, multiple choice item is pretty common used for exercise, especially for student and teacher, because by using this type of exercise, it is actually quite handy and easy, because all we have to do to answer is choose one of the possible answer. So student will not have to write long essay to answer this type of question. Of course, because there is advantage, there's also come disadvantage for multiple choice item. As you can see in this last page, there is a list of advantage and disadvantage for this type of question. The advantage is can assess a variety of learning target, and then the second is efficient and easy to score and grade. Third advantage is scoring is very objective, and then provides wide content, sampling, and coverage. And the next advantage is give student practice for standardized tests, and then can provide diagnostic information about student misunderstanding. But there is also disadvantage to it, because the disadvantage is the time consuming to write. Maybe this is from the teacher point of view, because they have to make this type of multiple choice item. It will consume much time, and then difficult to write good item, because the possibility is many. There is one option, two option, three option, so it's actually difficult to write the good item. And then provides limited feedback to the student. Well, you can imagine that there is actually no feedback, because the answer is actually there. So all we have to do is to choose, and then tend to focus on lower level cognitive skill. And then the next disadvantage is influenced by reading ability and test wiseness. Well, to complete this kind of exercise, reading ability is a must, so we have to pay attention to this kind of question. And then the last disadvantage to it is unable to measure some types of target and encourage guessing. This is actually the main problem, because some students that did not actually know the answer, they usually just give up to try and answer and just guessing the correct answer. Well, maybe that's all for me. As for the conclusion, I guess multiple choice is actually very common question types, and not it have advantage, but it is also come to disadvantage to it. But it is not come as much problem for the teacher or material developer to use this kind of question, because I believe they do have a way to applicate this type of question, so it will give student advantage and the less disadvantage to the student. Well, thank you for watching the video. I guess see you next time.